Horror is something that is either loved by many or disliked by many. The human psyche can lean towards dark curiosity or completely steer away from it. The horror genre can easily pull you as you develop a sense of excitement or fascination. Once you get into something that contains horror, the harder it is to pull yourself away from watching or hearing more. Video games have played a big role in exposing many people to horror and made people interested in other forms of horror. Whether a person played a horror game or simply watched someone talk about a horror game, the outcome contributes to a buildup of interest in the genre. The most fascinating ones are the ones that are hardly talked about, yet even if a horror game is well known, it is still an experience to expose yourself to. In today's video, we are descending to Lily's Well. It is spring and the year is 2005. It is a cold, rainy night in a Tabachi household. Lily is a 9-year-old girl who lives with her father. Tonight, her father is making her favorite meal, hot dogs. Mr. Tabachi has an evening class to lecture today, so he takes Lily to bed soon after she finishes eating. Lily closes her eyes for the night and goes to sleep. A voice can be heard outside.
Help! Someone help! Lily, please, it hurts.
The voice seems to be coming out from the well, and the rope inside the well is gone. Lily hears someone calling for help outside. She wants to help but remembers that her papa always says to listen to papa and be a good girl. Lily shouldn't go outside without papa's permission, but somebody is in need of help. Lily builds up the courage to get out of bed and decides to help whoever is in the well. Lily gets out of bed and tries to find any materials in her bedroom that could be used for a rope. Lily grabs a ball of yarn and makes her way toward the bed. She finds that the bed sheets can also be used as rope material. After looking around her room, she makes her way to the bathroom. She finds nothing in the bathroom that could be used for a rope and heads to her papa's room. She looks around the room and stumbles upon her papa's closet. Lily finds a belt that could be used as a rope material. After going through her father's belongings, she finds nothing more that could be used as a rope material and leaves his room. Lily makes her way to the kitchen and sees a stool that can help her reach a key hanging from a key holder. The key Lily collects has the name Shed written on top of where the key was placed. After acquiring the key, Lily makes her way to the living room and through the front door. Lily is now outside and makes her way to the well. Lily makes it to the well, but must first head to the shed, as she picked up the shed key earlier. She travels a long distance in order to reach the shed, and as she arrives at her destination, she opens the shed and goes inside. Lily discovers an extension cord and a pair of shears outside of the shed. She quickly heads to the well, where she begins to make a rope out of the materials she gathered. Lily ties the rope onto the well and lets the rope fall. Lily uses the rope to descend and little by little makes her way down the well. Lily's Well is a pixel art horror game that lets you control Lily. As you play the game, you will find yourself in Lily's home and property. Exploration is a big part of the game, as you must acquire items throughout many areas. The game's main objective is finding rope materials, which will be used for going down the well. There will be a lot of trial and error to determine which rope materials are good and which are not. As Lily navigates outside of her home, she might be met with a gruesome outcome. The tragic endings where Lily faces death outside of the well are considered side endings or alternative endings. These endings usually occur when figuring out what places Lily can travel or interact with. The nature of the game invites the player to do so, as it is part of the core gameplay. As a result, Lily will find herself in many twisted outcomes, and once she finally builds a secure rope that can hold her weight, the story can finally begin, as the main endings are unlocked by crafting a secure rope. The main endings are given by the number of rope materials Lily has with her, each with a dark outcome. Lily wakes up and decides to bring one rope material to the well. She avoids using the ball of yarn as something tells her that she needs to figure out which rope material is good. She starts with her bed sheets. As Lily grabs the bed sheets, she makes her way to the well. Lily makes her way down and the rope doesn't break this time. Lily reaches the point where the rope ends and realizes the well is deeper than she thought. All of a sudden, she hears a noise. Lily wakes up, and this time she grabs her papa's belt as her second piece of rope material and heads to the well again. She crafts both the bed sheets and her papa's belt into her rope. Lily makes her descent once more and goes a little further than before, yet the rope is still far from reaching the bottom of the well. Lily has no choice but to go back to the top, but in doing so, her hands started to get sweaty and the rope stung her fingers. Lily wakes up again, and she picks up the first two items again and adds a third item, the extension cord. The extension cord was found inside the shed, where she grabbed the key from the key holder in the kitchen. Quickly, she heads to the well and crafts the items into rope. Once again, she makes her way down and goes further than the last attempt. This time, she sees a light source beneath her and reaches the end of the rope. This time, the end of the rope was met with a lamp, and Lily decides to grab it. Lily wakes up and rushes to get the three rope materials. She discovered that the ball of yarn was the issue that made her rope unsafe, as she avoided it in her attempt to create a secure rope. Lily is now back to where she picked up the shear next to the shed, looking around to see what other items can be used as rope material. Lily finds nothing and makes her way back to the house. She checks the other side of her house and finds a swing. By using the shears she found, she cut the rope that was tied to the tire and made it her fourth rope material. Lily heads to the well again, this time with 4 rope materials. As she makes her way down the well, the rope ends with an odd entrance of a tunnel. Lily lands at the ledge of this entrance and navigates through the tunnel. Lily explores the tunnel with curiosity and finds herself at the edge of an exit where a lake is located. Lily wakes up once more and acquires the previous 4 rope materials from before. This time, however, when picking up the extension cord inside the shed, Lily found bolt cutters. As she makes her way to get the rope material from the swing, Lily notices that the bridge has a long chain that serves as a handrail. She uses the bolt cutters to cut the chain and makes it the 5th rope material. Lily crafts her rope materials into the rope again and descends deeper into the well. Lily passes the tunnel entrance and comes across a dark window that is built onto the walls of the well. Lily looks through the window and sees that it is slightly open and tumbles inside. Lily finds herself in her room again and collects all 5 rope materials. After collecting the chain from the bridge, Lily decides to return home. Lily wants to see if she missed any items that can be used as rope materials back home. As she goes inside her house, she looks over the sofa and finds her knitting needles under it. Lily feels the urge to knit and quickly grabs the ball of yarn in her room and heads to the living room where she left her knitting needles. While knitting, Lily finds out that she can knit a strong rope. After knitting a strong rope, Lily makes her way to the well and constructs the rope materials into one big rope. Lily goes down the well, and as she makes her way down, the depth of the well seems to be endless. She passes the window and continues to go deeper until the rope ends. A large room can be seen. Lily is able to land on the floor beneath her and examines the strange room. Lily sees something in the corner of the room and gets closer. Lily wakes up and gets all 6 rope materials again. This time, she makes the knitted rope early and makes her way to acquire the previous items. As she acquires the chain, she looks over the river flowing under the bridge and notices a cave. As she looks towards the direction of the flowing river, she sees a rock poking out of the water and tries to land on the rock. Waking up again, Lily gathers the 5 rope materials and grabs a rock with her too. She places the rock at the middle of the first rock and looks for another rock to place near the other side of the river. As she places the third rock, she makes her way across the river and into the cave. There is a net inside the cave, and Lily uses the bolt cutters to cut the net. She finds her 7 rope material, but before heading straight to the well, she goes further to the cave and finds a base inside. Lily discovers a note inside the cave, which reveals her date of birth. Lily was unable to find any other items, so she went out of the cave and went straight to the well. After Lily crafts all the rope materials into the one big rope, she begins her descent again. The rope ends with no bottom in sight, and right next to her is a vine growing along the well walls. Lily does not see where she can go from here, so she jumps forward onto the vine. Lily wakes up again and repeats the same steps as before, only this time she tries to figure out the passcode of the safe in her papa's closet. Something tells her that the password might be based on her birthday. As she inputs the number according to her birthday, the safe opens, and inside the safe is a whip. Lily thinks this can be good rope material for the rope, so she gathers all the other items and heads to the well. Right after, Lily goes down the well only to be met with yet another dead end. The rope does not reach the bottom of the well, but luckily there is a vent right next to the end of the rope. Lily enters the vent and searches around the narrow passage. As Lily walks over to one of the covers, her weight makes the cover break and causes her to fall straight down. Lily wakes up and hastily gathers all 8 rope materials. In search of the 9th rope material, Lily finds a knife inside the cave, an item that wasn't discovered in her previous journey to the cave. After gathering all 8 rope materials, Lily backtracks to every area she explored to see if the knife can be made of use anywhere. As she goes back to the garden area where the shed was located, she stumbles upon a memorial stone case. She uses the knife to pry it open, and inside the memorial is a long tangle of hair swimming in oil. She collects the oily hair and uses it as a 9th rope material. Lily goes back to the well and makes her descent. As Lily passes through every other obstacle she met thus far, she reaches the end of the rope. This time, she can see the bottom of the floor, but is still a few lengths away from reaching the bottom. She tries to go back up, but Lily wakes up, and this time she is determined to reach the bottom of the well. She quickly gathers all 9 rope materials and looks for the last one. Lily searches everywhere and has yet to find the final rope material. As she goes into the little forest beside her house, she sees various kinds of vines hanging out from the trees. She remembers reading a book in her living room containing information on plants, specifically vines. She recalls the book containing information about certain types of vines, so she goes back inside her house and reaches for the book in the bookshelf. Lily reads the section that talks about vines. The book says that the blue vine is the only vine that does not harm people. With this information, Lily heads back outside and cuts the vine. After acquiring the vine, Lily quickly goes into the well and crafts the rope. Lily lets the rope fall and makes her way down the well. She finally reaches the bottom of the well. Lily finds herself in some underground facility and has no option but to navigate through this strange place. She discovers an elevator but needs some sort of card to access it. Lily explores the place and finds a man sleeping on a couch. She quietly sneaks into the room and finds a key behind a cage locker. Her hand cannot get through the metal bars, so Lily uses her knitting needles to reach for the key. After obtaining the key, she heads out of the room and realizes that the key is meant to open the office room. Lily finds the office room and begins searching around the room. She finds an ID card on a desk and makes her way out of the room. Once she looked through every spot of the office room, she heads to the elevator. Now that she has a card with her, and with this ID card, she is able to access the elevator. Lily pushes the red button and reaches the first floor. Lily sees 2 hooded figures and they notice her coming out of the elevator. The 2 hooded figures question Lily's identity, and so Lily gives her name in response. The 2 hooded figures look at each other with worry and mention Professor Tabachi. Lily heard her papa's name and asked the 2 hooded figures if they knew about her papa. The 2 hooded figures report her to Professor Tabachi